We've heard a lot this morning about the inner peace and values of individuals. We're going to transition now into questions about especially younger people as they are looking for work. What skills must they bring and what shortages do they have? And very importantly, what's working? What's working, to go back to Ariana's phrase, to close the skills gap?
I think that we are not at all ambitious in how we think about this agenda, and I'm going to quote Aaron Swartz, who many of you may know, brilliant computer programmer that killed himself because the FBI got on his case, and he said it's not okay not to understand the internet anymore. And I would put that at the heart of our skills challenge, and I would say that is as true if you are living in a really disadvantaged community in the middle of a town in England where we know people are not using the internet because they cannot see the benefits or they can't afford it or the access isn't good enough, as it is in my strange new role in the House of Lords, where certainly my fellow peers do not yet understand the internet. And this to me is one of the central challenges of our generation, and I don't think it is a question of age. I would argue that a kid mucking around on Facebook doesn't understand the internet as much as I would argue one of my fellow peers doesn't understand the internet. And I personally think we need to be insanely bold about this and set a a massively comprehensive UK-wide initiative to make us understand the internet and help us understand the internet better. And I think that would be transformational.
And how would you do that?
I think it has to happen across many, many levels, but I think it has to start with our leaders, and this isn't a party political point at all. I just don't think that because you're on Twitter or you have an iPad, you really understand the internet, i.e. its potential for redesign and change. And I would say that is as true of FTSE 100 CEOs as it is of party political leaders. You know, I think there are 4 digital executives on FTSE 100 boards in this country, 4. And yet I would wager that at least 80 or 90% of the decisions that boards are taking are based around some kind of digital dilemma, problem, disruption. So I think it has to happen at all levels. I think it has to start with recognizing that this is the organizing principle of our generation, our age, and we need to understand it better. And I think small things like the charity I set up, Go On UK, are doing it in some areas on basic skills for particular communities of people, but I wish it was one golden bullet. I just think it needs to be out there much more boldly.